You know, it's nights like tonight where I just want to buy a camera and a candle shaped like a dumpster, light it up, turn the camera on, point the camera at the candle for about an hour, and then just post it to YouTube and just put the title Raw Review. Because that's exactly what this show is. A fucking dumpster fire. And, by the way, I literally just recorded an entire review for this show. And it didn't save. Somehow it got randomly deleted, or the file got corrupted, so now I have to do this again. So now instead of getting an actual review where I go over my notes, I'm just gonna fucking just give you the quickest fucking review you've probably ever seen on YouTube, or at least I'm gonna try and make it quick, because this show is so bad that I'm not going over this whole entire thing fucking twice. That's ridiculous. You got fucking Brock Lesnar putting speakers in his boombox, jamming out. So they took something that was funny last week, which I forgot to mention was actually kind of funny, and they took it this week and just completely just ran it into the ground to the point where it was just not funny. He literally came out in the beginning of the show, you know, rocking it on his shoulders again with the speakers, and he's jamming out and fucking dancing his way to the ring. And this is how they respond to AEW's first show of their existence, by having Brock Lesnar come out and dance around with the fucking Money in the Bank briefcase after Kofi just called him out. And then Seth Rollins comes out, interrupts, so we get the same segment we got last week, just in different orders of them coming out. Nothing happens here. Nobody cashes in. Seth Rollins eventually gets fed up with everybody's bullshit and he just leaves. And then Paul Heyman says that Seth Rollins ruined the Brock party and that they're not going to make a decision, even though they said they were going to make a decision on who Brock was going to cash in on. So that was your first segment. Fucking god-awful bullshit, man. This show is just... I don't know, man. And anyway, so they all leave and Kofi's left in the ring. He gets blindsided by Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler starts beating him down. He goes to put the chair around his neck. Xavier Woods makes the save. We go to commercial. Xavier Woods and Dolph Ziggler in a one-on-one match. Nobody makes mention that it's an ODQ match, but apparently it is, because they're battling in the fucking crowd. They're battling on the outside. Dolph Ziggler's using a chair. He's not getting DQ'd. He goes to put the chair around Woods' neck. Kofi comes out, makes the run-in save. We go to an abrupt commercial out of nowhere. Come back from commercial. Ziggler's cutting a promo, talking about it should have been me. And then he's talking about how he respects and admires Kofi since day one, and he's always defended him, and blah, blah, blah. It should have been me. And then at Super Showdown, it's gonna be me. Who cares, man? This guy was on vacation for 6 fucking months. He just comes back and he's just granted a world title match. And the only reason he is because nobody else wants to go to Saudi Arabia to wrestle. So Dolph Ziggler's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm not doing anything. I'll take the blood money, you know, paycheck. Why not? Fuck it. I'll go there, job out to Kofi. And thank you, come again, and I won't be on TV for another 6 months after that. There you go. Great stuff. You know, we get a mention that there's a fatal 4-way to determine the number 1 contender. Of course, they don't say number 1 contender because we're not allowed to use that term anymore. So they just say the winner of this fatal 4-way is going to be getting a title shot for the Universal title. It's Braun Strowman, Bobby Trashley, The Miz, and Baron Corbin. It was supposed to be AJ Styles, but AJ Styles is supposedly injured, even though I haven't heard anything. He probably just doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. So he's being replaced by Baron Corbin. You know, I know the excitement is in the air. Can't wait to see which one of these 4 men is going to be the number 1 contender. You know, and then they wind up having a fucking interview backstage with AJ Styles later, and then whoever's interviewing him is, you know, asking him what happened. He said he got injured at Money in the Bank, and he heard a pop in his back during a match with Seth Rollins. And then she was asking him how long is he going to be out, and before he can answer, of course, Baron Corbin comes, punches him in the face. He's knocked out cold, and that was all that is from that. So apparently this Baron Corbin AJ Styles feud is just not going to end. So Baron Corbin's chances of winning, because he won the Fatal 4-Way. I'm just going to tell you right now, he won the fucking Fatal 4-Way match. There's nobody else was. It was an awful match. I fast forwarded through the whole fucking thing until I seen who won, and Baron Corbin won. He hit the fucking end of days on The Miz. Whoop-de-fucking-do. We already knew Baron Corbin was going to win. Who else is going to win? Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley already have a match. The Miz is still, I guess, feuding with Shane McMahon. That just leaves Baron Corbin. But who cares? Baron Corbin's boring. He's get off my TV boring. No, everybody hates him for all the wrong reasons. They hate him because he's fucking garbage. Maybe when he stops dressing like a busboy and a fucking waiter at TGI Fridays or fucking Applebee's or fucking Chili's, maybe then we'll take him seriously. But until then, again, I can't take this guy seriously and I just don't care. You know, we get promo packages tonight for Triple H and Randy Orton fighting at Super Showdown. I don't even know why the fuck the match is happening, but I guess it's the perfect time for a random Triple H match to happen at a show that nobody gives a fuck about. You know, I guess hype it up a little bit. You know, why not? Triple H and Randy Orton, why not? I'll watch it. It's better than anything we're getting on Monday Night Raw, at least. You know, what else did we get tonight? We got a fucking tag match that we got last week, minus a person from each team, where Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross teamed up to take on the Iconics, where last week it was the Iconics and fucking Lacey Evans, and then Alexa Bliss was on the team with Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross, and then another god-awful Iconics match. Billie Kay can't even sell a fucking headlock takeover. I can sell a headlock takeover, and I haven't been inside a ring in like 6 years. But this is one half of your women's tag team champions. She can't even sell a fucking headlock takeover. Give me a fucking break, dude. Becky Lynch wins with some new finisher that she, I guess, debuted tonight, which looked awful because Peyton Royce can't sell it for shit either. I think Michael Cole called it the Man Slam. I think that's what he called it. Don't quote me on it. I didn't go back to listen again because I just didn't care. But if it's actually called the Man Slam, that's awful. That's douche bumps right there, man. You know how when like something exciting happens, you get goosebumps, and when something embarrassing happens or something cringeworthy happens, you get those things called douche bumps. It's a fucking thing. Well, what else did we get on this show? I told you you're gonna get the fucking real quick cut of what happened on this show, because this show was just the only two good. Here, I'll give you the two best segments of the show. You got the Firefly Funhouse, which was all right tonight. It wasn't even that good. Where basically Bray Wyatt says we shouldn't be worried about his new friend that he calls the Fiend. We shouldn't be worried about him because he's here to protect us. And Bray says it's hard to be brave when he's alone, so that's why he has the Fiend, because with the Fiend he can be anything he wants, and he says it in like the satanic type fucking voice. Abby then says that he's a sicko and she doesn't want to be part of this limbo anymore, and then Bray Wyatt is shown about to do the limbo, like the legit limbo where you have to go underneath the bar with two kids holding the bar, but instead of going under it like a normal person, he does it like when he does his crazy, you know, where he fucking arches his back and walks on his hands and his fucking feet, and like the Exorcist. He does that underneath the post, so that was kind of funny. And then he just says again, let me in, and that was the end of that. Again, this guy needs to make his debut soon, because they can't keep doing this. This is going to lose its interest very quickly from here on out. It's already starting to get there. I don't want to see this anymore. Maybe one more week. And then if he doesn't debut by, what's the next pay-per-view we got? I don't even know. If he doesn't debut within the next 2 weeks, then they're in trouble, because this is going to lose interest. There's only so many times I can watch this kind of the same shit over and over again before it gets boring. And the other good segment was a match between Ricochet and Cesaro, who, again, yes, I know, they just fought last week and they had a match again this week, because WWE can't help themselves. When the fans see a good match and they want more, WWE can't help themselves. They have to give it to you right away instead of building up some kind of story or something. I mean, but this match, for what it was like 8 to 10 minutes long, and it was pretty good. It was actually pretty damn good. There was one part where Cesaro hits a running uppercut onto Ricochet, who was about 4 or 5 feet from the turnbuckles, and Cesaro hit him so damn hard that he almost flew over the turnbuckles, flying backwards. The match then ends when Ricochet's on the outside of the ring, on the floor, and Cesaro's in the ring, leaned up against the ropes like he's tired or whatever. And from the outside, Ricochet puts his hands on the apron, does a handstand onto the apron, takes his legs, wraps them around Cesaro's neck, which again, he's leaning against the ropes on the inside of the ring. He uses his core strength to push himself up onto Cesaro's shoulders, then he flips around, and then he does a fucking Hurricanrana pin combo and pins Cesaro. I never seen anything like that in my life. This guy does some crazy inhuman shit. I don't know how this guy does half the shit he does, but again, when he did his entrance, he had to come out with his pew pew fucking sound effects, and you know, he doesn't have any lasers anymore, which I'm still, again, it's been like 3 months since he debuted, and I'm still mad that he doesn't have his lasers anymore. It sounds nitpicky, but seriously, you know, people don't have pyro no more. We don't have fucking proper show intros. We don't have show opening pyro. People don't feel unique anymore with their entrances, except for maybe a few. But you know, Brock Lesnar's 8.5 appearances on Raw and random pay-per-views is so much more important, though, right? You know, the fucking, you know, 6 or 10 million or whatever the fuck they're paying him every year is so much more important than to, you know, put that money into making your other superstars feel like a big deal, and to make your show feel like it's exciting. I'm not saying that, you know, again, I'm not saying opening pyro and a fucking video package with some cool music in the beginning of the show is gonna make the show feel better, but it would definitely get you a little bit more hyped to what you're about to watch. At least it would try. We don't get that anymore, but I've been over that many times. I don't really want to go down that road again in that rant. But seriously, that's what they find more important. Brock Lesnar's random appearances where he's fucking got a briefcase decked out like a boombox, coming out, fucking jamming out, doing nothing, saying nothing. But that's more important to pay him for that than to pay for some stuff that would make other people feel important and make the overall show feel important. What the fuck do I know? I'm just a guy sitting in a fucking basement, right? Anyway, we also get a Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre in the ring at one point, and Shane McMahon's going over the whole fucking Roman family dynasty or whatever, the Samoan dynasty, and he's talking about how it's the McMahons versus the Samoan dynasty. And then he has some guy that coming out that's supposed to be Roman's cousin. Maybe it was. It could have been. I doubt it was. But then, anyway, he comes out. He pretty much destroys this guy. He puts him in a horrendous-looking triangle choke. The guy taps out. Then he puts him back in the triangle choke, and he starts making fun of Roman Reigns' father. And then, of course, Roman Reigns comes out. Drew McIntyre goes to meet him on the fucking ramp. He gets Superman punched with no fucking effort whatsoever. He looks like a fucking loser. Shane McMahon eats a Superman punch, and then Drew McIntyre grabs Shane, and they run to the back. And I'm going to start calling him a Shame McMahon, because it's really a shame what this fucking man has turned into. And they're seen in the back after they escape from Roman. They're seen in the back literally running away like scared fucking children from one man. A guy as big as Drew McIntyre is running away from Roman Reigns. Instead of fighting for world titles or being a world champion, he's constantly somebody's fucking bitch. Drew McIntyre. Why? I hope when his contract does up that he's the next one to jump ship, because obviously WWE finds nothing special in him. They're not giving him world titles. They just keep making him everybody's bitch. What the fuck's the point? I wouldn't stay there for that bullshit. Anyway, we got Lesnar making his second appearance again, eventually in this fucking god-awful show. He comes out, and basically the Seth Rollins comes out and interrupts again, so now we got Lesnar and Rollins twice already. Again, overexposure. Paul Heyman's pretty much just spouting out the rules of the Money in the Bank contract about how you can hold on to it for up to a year. Obviously, this was news to Brock Lesnar because he looked shocked. And he says, oh, I have a whole year to cash it in. And then he just says, well, then pretty much, fuck this, fuck you, Rollins, and then he leaves. And that was basically the end of that. That was basically the end of that. I don't know exactly what else you want me to say about it. I mean, could you imagine Brock Lesnar running around a whole year with this thing? I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to cash in pretty soon, but I wouldn't put it past WWE to have him hold on to it and hold it hostage for a year. This then was not interrupted, but right after Lesnar left, R-Truth was seen running through the crowd into the ring, getting chased by, again, catering specialists, all these jobbers, and then they run to the back, and then they're not seen. After that, we go to another commercial. So again, people, everybody thought the 24/7 title, well, not everyone, but a lot of people on social media were like, yeah, the 24/7 belt, what a great concept. As if it's this new fucking thing that's never been done before. Like they never seen, 2001 with Crash Holly running around in fucking Chuck E. Cheese or Discovery Zone in the ball pit, and watching fucking people like Raven and people that were actually entertaining back in the day that were in the catering positions back then, who were actually entertaining It's like they don't know that existed back then. Like they think this is some new concept. Like it's some fantastic thing that they brought up. Like it's never been done. Fuck out of here. This is the fucking retarded fans, the casuals. They don't know any better. This is why the show sucks, because they eat this shit up like they think it's new, because they don't know their history. Idiots. What else did we get tonight? We got a commercial for NXT TakeOver, which made me feel a little bit better by the end of this thing. At least I know there's something to look forward to that WWE does. I don't know what else we got. We got some more garbage with the Usos and the fucking Revival like 4 times in this backstage segment where they're doing like a Memorial Day party because they just had to. I'm surprised it wasn't a fucking food fight. I don't know. They were backstage. They took a team in the Usos who were cool, tough, and serious and turned them into a fucking joke within, what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks of being on Monday Night Raw? They took the Revival, who were probably one of the best in-ring tag teams, turned them into an embarrassment. I don't know what you want me to say. The tag team division is awful. Who is the Raw Tag Team Champions? I honestly don't even fucking know. Who? It's not still Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. I'm dead, and I'm not even being funny right here. I don't even know who the Raw Tag Team Champions are right now. I'm honestly trying to figure it out. I'm pretty sure that they lost. Hawkins and Ryder. Did they not? I don't even know, people. But somebody in the comments, please, you know what? I'm going to Google it. Who the fuck is the Raw Tag Team? I really don't know. This is how fucking sad the tag team division is. I can't even think of who the Raw Tag Team Champions are. Raw Tag Team Champions. Let's see. I really don't know who the champions are right now. No, it is still Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Fuck if I know. I can't remember the last time they were even on Raw. Were they on Raw this week? No. Were they on Raw last week? Probably not. The last time I think they were on Raw, didn't they get like demolished by the Viking Raiders or the War Raiders? Whatever. Where the fuck are, by the way, where's the War Raiders at? Or the Viking Experience, whatever that. Where have they been? Was it like 3-4 weeks now we haven't seen them? I know there's more people on the show that I haven't seen in a while. I just can't. It's just they never show these people, so we forget about them because they don't fucking showcase these people. They overexpose some people, and then they don't show us anybody else. There's some people that they don't show at all, and there's some people that like Seth Rollins who they have to show 3 fucking times tonight. When Rollins came out for the 3rd time tonight, which we're gonna get into in a second, when his music played and the Burn It Down part comes up, nobody made a peep. Nobody said anything because nobody gave a fuck. Too much of anything, whether it's a good thing or not, is a bad thing. Seriously. So, alright, there you go. There's your tag team champions. Where the fuck have they been? Who gives a shit? What else did we get here? We got news that Rey Mysterio has a separated shoulder and he's going to relinquish the US title next week. But it sucks that he's injured. Believe me, I like Rey Mysterio, but the US title is a dead title. Samoa Joe tried to make it cool again, but they kept having him lose every week on regular TV, and just nobody cares about the title. Just like nobody cares about the IC title. Nobody cares about any of these titles. I don't care about any of these titles right now. I really don't care. None of these titles excite me. The Universal title doesn't excite me. WWE title doesn't excite me. I tell you right now, in NXT, every title feels important to me. I'm excited to see all these championship matches. North American, NXT, the women's, the tag team. They make them all feel important. On Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, I don't feel like any of these titles are important. You literally had Sami Zayn tonight say that the Universal title is not his top priority. It's not on his radar right now. He is much more focused on making people take accountability for their actions, talking about the fans, than winning a world title. But yet we're supposed to feel like the world titles mean anything. But you have your own fucking talent saying that they don't care about winning them right now, or ever, probably. Who gives a fuck? I wouldn't want to touch that Universal title. That thing's fucking hideous. It's cursed. It's hideous. Doesn't mean anything. You know what? Speaking of saying, let's get into this segment. We had a segment tonight that was apparently hosted by Corey Graves called the Electric Chair. Another fucking talk show. I hope it's the last one. I really do. Because what we saw tonight was just horrendous. So, you got Sami Zayn in the ring with Corey Graves. I don't know what Corey Graves is there for. There's literally no reason for him to be there. You got all of their backstage interviewers are scattered all around the crowd, grabbing, I think it was random people. I don't really know. It was probably planted people, but I don't really know based on some of these questions that we're asking. So we got all the backstage interviewers are in the crowds with people who have questions for Sami Zayn. The first guy comes in. All right, let's go to it. Let me find it in my notes so I can remember exactly what the fuck they said. So they go to the first guy. This dumb looking dude. His question for Sami is, when is your retirement? I mean, I don't know, man. Sami, responds with asking the guy if his parents are related, because he's like, it's Kansas City, so you never know. So this gets the crowd to boo for a second. Then they go to this young girl and ask what her question is, and then she asks Sami Zayn if he misses the ginger snaps from the mismatch challenge. And at this point, I'm ready to just shut this shit off. I'm ready to just go back to giving up on this show. I don't know who thought up this segment, but whoever thought up this segment should either be shot dead or should be fucking stuck in a real electric chair, because this fucking segment is god-awful. Fucking absolutely. This is like Bailey, This Is Your Life. This is about that cringeworthy. The girl, Sami Zayn then says, "Are you speaking of Becky Lynch?" to the little girl, and the little girl says, "Duh," in the fucking mic, and the crowd lasts for like 3 seconds. Nobody cares. He then says to the little girl, "Where's your parents?" And she points to the parents, and he says, "You're doing a terrible job." And then the little girl goes to speak into the microphone again, but then I don't know who it was, Charlie Caruso or the other blonde chick. I don't know their fucking names. She pulls the microphone away from the little girl as if like, no, you're not allowed to speak anymore. So that's the only thing that made me feel like, are these planted people, or are they actually asking fucking people in the crowd, looking for the dumbest looking people or the youngest looking people in the crowd to ask like actual questions? I really don't know. If by some miracle they're asking real questions, I pray to God that if they do this again, that they find somebody in the crowd who actually has balls to ask a real question, like, why the fuck is this show a dumpster fire? Why is Vince McMahon an old senile fuck? Why is AEW already showing up WWE in their very first show? They put on a better show in their first show than WWE's put on in like fucking 5 years, except for NXT, obviously. I hope they get somebody that asks some real questions. Why is Vince McMahon fucking turning down everybody in creative's ideas? Why is Vince McMahon still in control? These are the real questions. Not this fucking garbage. What was the next question that the next goon answered? He goes to the next guy. He says, he says, how does it feel, talking to Sami obviously, how does it feel when Braun Strowman destroys you? And then he says woo at the end of this statement. My soul hurt after watching this far into this fucking segment. My actual fucking soul started to hurt. I started to feel pain in something that you're not supposed to feel pain in. The soul inside of me was literally fucking hurting. This is how fucking awful this I can't even put into words. If you didn't watch this segment and you can't feel the awfulness coming through the fucking microphone right now of how bad it was, I dare you to go watch it on YouTube, if they even have the full fucking segment up there, because they probably cut out some of it. So anyway, this is when Sami Zayn responds with he says, what the fuck did he say to this idiot? He starts talking. He starts bringing up some shit about he's gonna punch the guy in the face, but he can't do that because Americans are fucking pussies or whatever, and they're gonna sue. And we have bad health coverage, and Canada's got great health coverage. Yeah, real great health coverage in fucking Canada, taking like 60% of your fucking income, and then fucking making you wait extended times when you need surgeries, like when people need surgeries like on their fucking limbs. That's important, or they're gonna lose their limbs, and they gotta wait fucking 9 months, a year, 2 years, and they have to wait so long that they wind up losing their limbs. Yeah, real great fucking healthcare you got over there, Sami. Keep your fucking mouth shut. Keep the fucking politics out of wrestling, please, and stop talking about shit you don't understand. Because Canada's healthcare is fucking terrible. All right, don't even get me started on it. Fucking god awful is Canada's fucking healthcare system. If you don't believe me, I'll post a fucking link, or I'll send you a link for proof. Anyway, getting out of this shit. I don't want to see political shit in my fucking wrestling. It doesn't matter whether I agree or I don't agree. I don't want to see it. I don't want to fucking see it. We then have the last fucking idiot talking. What was he fucking? What the fuck did he ask this idiot? He says this is the question he asked. I don't know what English this guy was speaking. He says, "Why you have not won the Universal Champion since you yet been back?" It took me like fucking 20 seconds to even like process what this guy said to understand what he was trying to say. And then Sami Zayn basically just says, I can win the Universal Championship whenever I want. I just don't want to yet. It's not a priority for me right now. Like I said before, so you got your own talent saying that world titles are not a priority. Their main priority is pretty much shitting on the fans and making the fans feel like fucking pieces of shit. That's more important than winning world titles, apparently to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn then says, you guys are asking me all these stupid questions, which they were stupid questions. And he says, you could have asked me anything. And then he says, you could have asked me anything, including, how was AEW? Basically, from their Saturday show. So this, I don't know if I have a friend named Frank that I, go back and forth with on wrestling. I don't know if he's listening right now, but if you are Frank, you said that WWE would not take the bait from when Cody destroyed Triple H's chair and start mentioning AEW on live television. Yet, on the first Raw, after the AEW show, they're already mentioning them by name. Whether or not you want to twist it into whatever way you want, they still mentioned it. And you said they wouldn't take the bait. And here they are, taking the bait through Sami Zayn. Unless Sami Zayn just went off the fucking script here and said that, which I doubt. Regardless, here they are mentioning AEW by name. And by the way, there was a AEW chant tonight, briefly during the Shane McMahon match. And there was also a "This is awful" chant going on during that Shane McMahon match earlier. So, there you go. And like I said, I don't know if these questions were actually scripted or not. I want to say yes, because I really highly doubt they're going to give a fan a live mic to ask any question they want. But then again, they really did pick out the dumbest or the youngest looking fans they can possibly find in that crowd tonight. And if these were actual live questions, then it just exposes the average IQ of your casual wrestling fan. Not fans like me or you, who actually have a brain and understand that this shit is garbage, but these kind of fans who eat this shit up and keep paying their hard-earned money to go to these god-awful Monday Night Raws and SmackDowns. You'll never catch me at a Monday Night Raw, especially a random one in the middle of the year. Maybe if I bought a Raw ticket, it would be Raw after Mania, but after what we got this year, probably not. Anyway, what else happened on this fucking show? Oh, I'm sorry. Before this segment wasn't over. Then, before the segment ended, Seth Rollins came out for the third time again, like I said. And when his music came to the Burn It Down part, nobody said anything, because at this point, nobody cared. Everybody's like, oh my god, it's Seth Rollins again. Like, enough with this fucking guy. This turns into a Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn match, which was the main event. And I literally fast-forwarded through this entire match until the end, where Seth Rollins hit 2 curb stomps, and that was it. And he won the match. No Brock Lesnar. He kept yelling, "This is my life," and Michael Cole's regurgitating the same garbage. Renee Young is terrible on fucking commentary as always, saying nothing of relevance. Since Jon Moxley or Dean Ambrose, or whatever the fuck you want to call him, is in AEW now, I pray that Renee Young is in AEW next as a backstage interviewer, where she excels. Anything to get her off of commentary at this point. I can't take it anymore. I really can't. This show gets a 2.5 out of 10, and that's me being nice. And I don't even know if I missed anything in this review. I'm going over my notes to see if there was anything I might have missed that I can give you a quick review about. We went over the Firefly Funhouse. We went over the Fatal 4-Way. 24/7 bullshit. The Usos and this garbage. What else we got? The fucking... I think that's it, man. I don't think I got anything else here. That was basically your whole Monday Night Raw. I know it was exciting stuff. Believe me, I know. I know. Contain yourselves. The best part of this show was the opening when they showed like the Memorial Day tribute, and that's because, you know, anything with the troops and anything, and Memorial Day holds a special place in my heart because I have friends and family who served and have served, you know, in the military, and so that holds a special place in my heart. And that was honestly the best part of the show, and it had nothing to do with professional wrestling. It just goes to show you how terrible that this show is when it comes to a professional wrestling show. This is not a pro. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. It's a show with a disease that can't be cured until Vince McMahon is gone. Whether he goes to fucking XFL or he just leaves or whatever. But this is awful. I got nothing else here, man. That was basically your whole fucking Raw. I know, nothing exciting, believe me. I know. If you missed this Raw, you missed nothing. If you missed last week's Raw, you missed nothing. If you missed any Raw since 2012, you have missed nothing. Really. I'm sorry. There was one Raw since 2012 that was good, and that was the one I went to, the Raw after Mania 29 where Dolph Ziggler cashed in. That's all you've missed in the last, like, 6 years. And yeah, that was 6 years ago, believe it or not. Go figure. So, there you go. There's your Monday Night Raw review, man. If you liked it, hit the like button. I don't know if it does anything on YouTube, but hit it anyway. If you didn't like it, well then, take the thumbs up and shove it straight up your ass. And if you really liked it, hit that subscribe button, man. I'm trying to get to, I'd like to get to 100 subscribers by, I was originally saying the end of June, but if I can get to it by the middle or end of July even, I'd be happy as fuck with that, man. Just a guy in here having fun making these reviews, you know. I'm honestly doing it because I actually enjoy talking about wrestling even when it's bad. Even though it's getting harder and harder to find something to talk about, because that's how bad it is. But yeah, and I also do it for you guys, so you don't have to watch the show. So if you don't want to waste 3 hours, you can come on here for 32 minutes to an hour and listen to me rant on, and hopefully I've been entertaining, made you laugh or something. I don't know, man, but the shows are terrible, man. The shows are terrible. There's been no build leading up to the next pay-per-view. I don't even know what the next pay-per-view is. We got June. I know Extreme Rules is in July. I wish they would get rid of these pay-per-view names that are based off of like match types, like Extreme Rules and Hell in a Cell, and Elimination Chamber is the only one I believe, but I still wouldn't call it Elimination Chamber. I'd just call it No Way Out like it used to be. And yeah, man, you know, tables, ladders, and chairs, that shit's got to go. Bring back, you know, Halloween Havoc and stuff like that, but they won't. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, man. That was your Raw review, and yeah, I'll probably watch SmackDown tomorrow. I don't know if I'll do a review. I literally feel drained after Raw, man. You don't understand how much it just takes out of you. And believe me, if you can go ask like someone like JD from New York how it feels after Raw. You just feel drained, man. This is how we feel after we watch shows like this, man. They're fucking terrible. So, again, man, I don't, you know, I'll try my best to put a smack. I'll always keep doing these Raws as long as I can, but sometimes it's hard to do 2 nights in a row just because, you know, I do have work and everything. And SmackDown, I mean, it has not been any better. I mean, I watched it last week for the first time in like 6 weeks, and it was just boring. So, well, we'll see what happens, man. If I watch it and decide to make a review, you know, I'll post it up same night. But like I said, that's all I got for you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you're into any video game stuff like Dead by Daylight, I made a couple videos on that. Go check them out. But until the next video, I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a great night. Peace out.